Hey folks, Fernando doing another video for the Modern Survivalist, and in this case we're going to be taking a look at the Cold Steel Pro Lite Tanto. It comes in two versions, either Tanto or clip points depending on what you want. I like the Tanto version. Cold Steel does a good job with these. It's a pretty strong tip, yet pointy enough for some of those drilling tasks that you may need, or even for some self-defense, yet it's not as likely to break as your more narrow clip point. This is the Voyager. Look at the difference in size, this knife versus this other, but the tip, you definitely see which one is thicker and sturdier as you get closer to the edge. So this is a great budget knife. I was asked about, hey Fernando, show us a few knives that are not, your zero tolerance or more of an expensive Cold Steel. These are not all that expensive in the American market. I'll leave the links for some of these below. You can get in Amazon, including this one. But if you want to have something that's a very budget-friendly knife, you really cannot do a lot better than the Pro Lite. It is a great knife for the money, and after handling a little bit, I like it even more. I already like the specs. I've known Cold Steel since the beginning. It's a brand I've been following since it first got started, but this one is a very good job. You have pretty much anything you need, nothing you don't with this knife. So I think it's like 25, 30 bucks tops, very affordable, yet you have the minimal requirements that you would need for an EDC knife, which is pocket clip that goes on both sides. One little tip, when I moved it from the right to the left, I noticed that it was not easily, threading. I thought the screw was threading directly into the nylon, and it just came loose and bit through it, and I was a little bit upset about that. Then I realized it actually has a metal plate on the other side, which it screws into. So yes, very well designed. No, it's not screwing into plastic, which would be a big no-no. Very little resistance, but with that metal plate on the other side, fantastic, no problem whatsoever. So clip, you can open it either left or right-handed, and you can remove and place it on either side with a screw as well, and you have your pocket tactical folder for any job you may need. This is not a huge knife. It is rather minimalistic, designed by Andrew Demko, which is that guy right there, working for Cold Steel for a few years now, and famous for the triad lock, which the triad lock is simply that little piece of metal, that little what is it, like a pin that goes in that spot, and what it does is it catches the blade between that pin and the locking mechanism, making it a lot stronger. Looks super simple, it is, but it is registered by Cold Steel. It's patented by them, and they're the only ones allowed to do that because they came up with the idea, or Mr. Demko did and sold it to Cold Steel or whatever. But this is something you'll only find in Cold Steel knives. Even though it's super simple, it's very effective, and it makes for maybe the strongest locking mechanisms you can find in any production folder, as far as I know. If you know of anything else, let me know in the comment section, but I know that to be a pretty solid fact. In terms of size, I have large size hands based on the gloves I've been using lately because of coronavirus. The gloves I buy, the ones that fit me, are large. If I buy like medium, it's kind of like a stretch and it just doesn't fit all the way down to my fingers. So with my large hands, it is barely enough. I don't have much real estate left, maybe just a tiny bit there. But if you have very big paws, maybe this is going to be a little bit of a smaller knife for you. It's still very comfortable, especially because of the well-designed shape that it has. So your fingers just get a good hold of it. So yeah, that is very well achieved. You don't have any reinforcement metal on the inside. It's really not necessary. Sure, it's nice to have, like in these ones, which have like a metal plate insert on the inside and such, but with this amount of fiberglass reinforced nylon, you're not going to be breaking the handle of the knife. Something else will snap, most likely the blade, which, by the way, this is 4116 German steel, and yes, it comes very sharp out of the box. I was just trying it right now. No problem whatsoever, shaving sharp, and you cannot ask for a lot more than that. So having said all this, I do recommend it. I think it's a nice knife. You could use it for self-defense. Yes, you could use it maybe for carving a little bit. You have some jimping there in the plastic instead of there. I'm not much of a friend of jimping. I think that this is a little bit awkward. In fact, I think this may be more reasonable for any type of carving or feather sticking or that sort of shaving thing in wood, if you have to, you know, do a little bit of whittling with wood. But as a tactical, general use daily folder, it is a great blade. How long is it? Well, we have those specs right here. So it's blade length 3.5 inches. Usually I like 4 inches as a good small general purpose, but 3.5 is okay enough. 3 millimeters thick, which is fine. That's a good thickness. And the steel, 4116 German steel, I'm sure is more than well enough. Usually cold steel gets the heat treatment right. These are made in Taiwan, yes, of course, giving their budget, but it has all those improvements. You know, you can adjust these here, you can disassemble the knife, all very high quality, all very good, especially giving the 25-30 buck budget that it goes for. So yeah, highly recommended if you're looking for a late Father's Day gift. Consider getting it, following the link below there in Amazon. If not, you have some other knives. You know, I use mostly this one, Zero Tolerance. Even the cold steel, the Voyager series, they go for a little bit more money. This is as budget friendly as it gets. One more thing before I forget, I'm going to be doing another live stream this Saturday, 3 p.m. Eastern with Matt Bracken. We're going to be talking about ongoing events as well as some strategies for home and neighborhood defense, giving everything that's going on. You don't want to miss it. Stick it in some post-it note or somewhere so as to remember it. But remember to watch that live stream. It's going to be pretty good. Guys, it's going to be all for now. See you in our next video. Have an awesome day.